Have you ever stopped to think about how 40,000 liters of fuel actually gets from a massive port to a local pump without a single problem? Well, today, we're going to follow the entire journey of one of these huge fuel orders, from the very first digital click all the way to the final delivery. Yeah, we're going to track a single transaction, from the moment the order is placed to its trip on the road, and all the way through to the final invoice. You know, it's a really complex process, but when it's done right, it looks surprisingly simple. So let's see how it all works. Getting this much product from point A to point B, it's like this complex dance of data, documents, and a whole lot of decisions. So, the big question is, how does a modern system manage all of that and make it look so easy? Let's dive in. Okay, so our story doesn't start with the rumble of a truck engine. Nope. It all begins with a simple digital upload. This is the first domino that gets the entire chain reaction going. Every great process has a starting point, and for this workflow, that person is Leslie. Her one single action is what sets everything else in motion. So Leslie uploads a single release form. And check this out. Instantly, the system creates a nomination document, it pings the logistics company, and it assigns a specific driver, and this case his name is Funny, to the job. This is a perfect example of how automation gets rid of all those manual steps and potential delays right from the very beginning. And this brings us to a really key concept, virtual volume. Now, this isn't fuel that's just sitting around in a tank somewhere. It's product that's already on a truck, already in transit. By tracking this moving inventory, the system lets the team be incredibly proactive, assigning fuel to brand new orders while it's still on the road. It's a real game changer. And just as that virtual volume is making its way down the highway, a new demand pops up. A client, Chaha, places a pretty large order. So now the system has a puzzle to solve. It needs to match this new demand with the supply that's already on the move. But before that order can be filled, it needs a quick, two-step internal approval. First, Innocent gives the green light on the product itself. Then, Romeo steps in, and he has the flexibility to set or even adjust the final price. The crucial thing here is that the system allows for both operational approval and commercial flexibility, all in one smooth workflow. So, with the order approved, the digital baton is passed. The focus now shifts over to the logistics manager, whose whole job is to connect that approved order with the actual product that's already on the road. And let's meet Aubrey. He's the one who orchestrates the physical allocation. He's kind of the bridge between Chaha's approved order and Funny's truck out there on the road. And this slide right here, it perfectly illustrates the power of the system. From his dashboard, Aubrey sees absolutely everything. He sees Chaha's order for 39,000 liters. He sees the 40,000 liters of virtual volume on Funny's truck. So with just a few clicks, he allocates the order. And the system even tells him there's a little bit of capacity left over. That's what we call total visibility. The digital assignment is now complete, so our story shifts from the screen to the real world as we follow our driver, Funny, beginning the physical part of his journey. Okay, this is where the rubber literally meets the road. Now we're going to track the truck's physical progress as it moves through a series of really critical checkpoints. So as Funny travels, he updates the system at each key location. The border crossing, arrival times, departure times, every single step gets logged. At checkpoints like Gold Fontaine, he uploads customs documents, and later on, he uploads the necessary release documents. Each upload builds a real-time digital footprint of the entire trip. And that's the magic right there. No more calling the driver to ask about paperwork. No more waiting for faxes. Every single document that gets uploaded is instantly accessible to Leslie, to the finance team, to everybody who needs it. The problem of lost or delayed paperwork, it just disappears. The system also gives you incredible precision. Funny collected exactly 39,200 liters at the start of his trip, and he delivered 38,860 liters at the end. Now, this level of accuracy isn't just a nice to have, it is absolutely vital for accurate accounting and just running a transparent operation. So, finally, when he arrives at the client site, Funny uploads the last piece of the puzzle, the signed delivery note. This one simple action signals the end of the physical journey and kicks off the final, crucial phase of the process. With the fuel delivered, the focus shifts back inside the company. It's time to close the financial loop, and once again, automation is what leads the way. Remember that number from the delivery? 38,860 liters. This isn't just some operational metric. It becomes the single source of truth. It's the exact, non-negotiable number that the finance team will use to create the invoice. No guesswork, no disputes. Funny's final upload triggers another totally seamless workflow. This system automatically flags the order as delivered. It notifies the finance team and gives them a clear signal to upload the final invoice. Once that's done, the client's credit gets updated and every single document gets linked together. And this, right here, is the ultimate payoff. You have a perfect, rock-solid audit trail. The tax invoice, the delivery note, the border clearance documents, everything is linked to this one single order. What used to take days of digging through filing cabinets and searching emails is now available instantly. So we've just tracked one single order. But what happens when you multiply this process by hundreds or even thousands of orders? Well, you get some really powerful business intelligence. All that detailed data from every single journey just rolls up into these high-level dashboards. A CFO can log in and see, at a glance, all the buys, all the sales, and critically, which invoices have been paid and which ones are still outstanding. This is what transforms day-to-day operational data into strategic financial insight. So let's end with this thought. We just followed a process where every single liter is tracked and every document is accounted for, creating a perfect digital and physical record. When a single fuel order can be this transparent and this efficient, it makes you ask a bigger question. What happens when every link in the global supply chain starts to operate with this same level of undeniable truth?